In this video, we'll discuss moving to Florida pros and cons. I'll talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly about the Sunshine State. Hi, I'm Kevin Morris, Kevin and my friends and family, your South Florida salt, sand, and sun lifestyle specialist with South Florida Homes, Keller Williams. If this is the first time to the channel and you want to know what it's like living, playing, working, and enjoying the weather here in Fort Lauderdale and the surrounding areas, hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to get notified every time we drop a new video. Florida, also known as the Sunshine State, is the southernmost state in the United States. It is known for its tropical climate, diverse wildlife, plentiful beaches, and Florida is actually quite a big and varied state. Miami can feel like New York and New Jersey transported to the Caribbean. Beam me up, Scotty. Yes, I am a Trekkie, I can't help it. The Panhandle, which includes Tallahassee, northern beaches such as Destin and Panama City, has more of a southern feel to it. Okay. The Orlando area is very, very touristy, and the Florida Keys, well, they're the Florida Keys. That's all the explanation you really need. The pros of life living in Florida. Florida is the third fastest growing state by population in the United States. So there must be a good reason why so many people are moving there, right? 900 to 1,000 are coming from New York every day. It's hot and sunny most days, as well as just being more pleasant. This means that you can plan on an outdoor event knowing that the weather is likely to be good. If you don't like winter sports or cold weather, Florida is not one of the best places to be in the U.S. weather-wise. From about December to the end of March for warm weather. There's no need to shovel snow in the winter. Scraping ice off your car is also very uncommon. There's no need to dress up in thick layers of winter wear every time you venture outside during the colder months. Almost everyone you know who does not live in Florida will envy you, especially after they have to shovel snow or maybe a half an inch of partly cloudy off the driveway. There's no state income tax, so you want to fill out a personal state income tax form. You can get a break on your real estate taxes just because you live in Florida. If you own a house in Florida as your permanent residence, you may be entitled to a property tax exemption known as a homestead exemption of up to $50,000 off of the assessed value. There are lots of world-class beaches and state parks to enjoy. Even if you live inland, the beach is never far away. You can venture to the beach, to the coast, and back home again in the same day. You can go to the beach for a day from just about anywhere you live in Florida. It's a great place for yachting, sailing, diving, swimming, or going for a cruise, thanks to the warm weather and the scenery. There's also surfing, of course. Okay. It's perfect if you like outdoor sports such as golf and tennis. There are lots of high-quality facilities, and the weather means that you can play pretty much all year round. You can golf, bike, ride your motorcycle, swim, do any other outdoor activities that doesn't involve snow or cold temperatures all year long. You can wear shorts and flip-flops anywhere in Florida all year long and fit right in. There are lots of theme parks in Disney Universal Studios and Busch Gardens and leisure and recreational venues for the whole family. There's never any reason to get bored in Florida. Florida residents are also often a Florida resident-only special discount on theme park admissions. Plenty of interesting and exotic animal life, lots of nature trails, springs, rivers, lakes to explore. There's also, of course, the Florida Everglades. The state is cosmopolitan and has a very mixed population. There are lots of different groups of types of people of all ages. It's one of the most diverse states in the nation. While living in Florida, you will meet people from all over the U.S. and the world, because nobody that lives in Florida was ever actually born there. Well, that's not, maybe 90%, 95% true. The cost of living is relatively low in much of the state, although not everywhere, and in many parts of Florida you can buy a new home for a relatively cheap price, depending upon, of course, where you're coming from. You can grow orange, grapefruit, and palm trees in your own yard. You won't have to pay for heat during the winter in much of Florida. Because the roads don't freeze and thaw, you'll hit far less car rattling potholes, and you can get a tan without even trying. So the cons of life in Florida, despite what it may look like on TV and social media, Florida is not all the sunshine and beaches. Even CSI Miami was filmed in California. Go figure. If you were thinking of moving to the Sunshine State, here are a few reasons to potentially reconsider. The heat and humidity can be oppressive, especially in the summer months. Even if you are in the shade, you still sweat. Whether sitting inside or driving in the car, you'll be totally reliant on air conditioning for most of the year. Florida is hotter and more humid than where you move from, chances are, and it doesn't end when the summer does, like it does most of the other country. The weather can turn nasty sometimes. It rains a lot and rains heavy. Thunderstorms can knock out your electricity, and lightning strikes are quite common. Hurricanes can be disruptive and destructive if they come near you. When a hurricane or tropical storm is heading towards your new Florida home, you'll envy the people back home who don't even know it's happening because they're out at a picnic or a party, or they're just watching a football game. Florida is completely flat and can make driving around tedious and boring. If you like mountains, hills, and valleys, this state is not for you. There are lots of bugs everywhere, some of which are monsters in sizes. Roaches and fruit flies are a real nuisance, and you have to be scrupulously tidy when cooking or dealing with food, like you do in some of the other areas of the country. Snakes, spiders, and scorpions to contend with, as well as hordes of bloodthirsty mosquitoes. Some areas of Florida can be very touristy and over-commercial, especially in the Orlando area. The state's population is exploding, which is putting an increasing strain on the infrastructure and natural resources such as water. With over 20 million residents and 100 million tourists every year, driving and parking in just about anywhere in Florida can be maddening. It's even worse in the winter months when the snowbirds come down. There's very little public transport, and you have to drive everywhere. The only land travel alternatives to the cars are buses, which offer very minimal service in most places. You don't really get 4 seasons. It just gets less hot and humid in the winter and a little bit cooler. You don't experience the progressions of summer, winter, and fall. And if you're looking for that, you might be disappointed. No building of snowmans, no picturesque snowy backgrounds, no fireplaces in the winter times. The drivers are terrible. The roads are generally good, but in some areas there's a lot of low quality, unsafe, crazy driving that takes place. You won't play as much golf in Florida as you thought you might because of the aforementioned heat and humidity. Most of the year will take the pleasure out of it. In the winter, when it finally does turn a little cooler, the golf becomes expensive and crowded because of all the snowbirds that have come down and tourists who want to watch and play golf often. Trying to do anything outdoors in Florida most of the year involves sweating profusely, and it may involve fighting off swarms of mosquitoes, biting flies, ants, etc. You won't have to shovel any snow in Florida, but your yard will require a constant fight to keep it from returning to the overgrown jungle it was meant to be, especially if you're closer to the Everglades. No matter how much someone weighs, their physical condition, or their age, wearing a Speedo or a bikini is acceptable daily dress in Florida, even if you are hours away from the beach. As a resident of the Sunshine State, you'll learn that there aren't really many old people in Florida as you thought. It's just that many younger people look that way due to sun damage. Water at Florida beaches isn't always as clean as it looks. The beaches can be closed because of high bacteria counts. Sometimes it happens. The more often you go to Florida's theme parks, the less enjoyable the escapes they become. If your dream is to move to Florida and you buy a boat, then you'll learn that the 2 best days in a boat owner's life is the day that they buy their boat and the day that they sell their boat. You'll learn that these palm trees that you just had to have in your yard will require a lot of dirty, sweaty work to keep them looking like they do at the Florida Welcome Center or the postcards that you get from your friends in Florida. The house or condo you buy in Florida will be worth more, then less, then more, then less, and so on than you paid. When Florida real estate prices shoot up, so can your real estate taxes. To make up for a lack of state income tax, things like car registration in Florida, driver's license, as well as some of the other fees may cost more than where you move from, depending again upon where you're coming from. I've experienced much of the US and the world and now happily reside in the Sunshine State. If you're thinking of moving here, there are advantages and disadvantages to living in Florida that you should consider before making that call. Thanks, and take care, and KMO out.